Welcome back to the River Region TV show. I'm JT, and we're talking with a guy who you hear all the time on Mix 103, especially weeknights, 8 to midnight. What are you on, Saturday noon to 5? And
absolutely, yeah.
I guess you get Sunday off. You get one day off.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Every now and again, it's a welcome break. But I do miss talking to everybody.
Of course you do. We're talking to the guy I like to call the British legend, Matt Silverwood, and I can tell you as program director of Mix 103, I get all kinds of emails and letters about this guy. Listeners just absolutely love you. Tell me a little bit about your background in radio, Matt.
I got into radio when I was 19, back in the UK, back in England. I worked for a number of stations over there, up and down the country, so
sure.
North and south, east and west. I've worked in Germany on the radio. I've worked in one of the Canary Islands called Tenerife. There I had a radio show and I was a club DJ. So
wow, and you were telling me that you used to actually fly over to the States every once in a while to DJ clubs like in New York and stuff. Is that right?
That's correct. I've done that a couple of times, or I did.
Yeah.
Many years ago now, when I was a lot younger and thinner.
I understand.
But yeah, I've been about in my time. So.
Good deal. And you know, you would think by looking behind us that we're at the radio station, but this is not Mix 103. This is actually at Matt's house. This is how much he loves radio. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on here at home.
I've got an internet radio station, which is this thing here.
Wow.
I've got my mixing board and different tools for production on the different screens. So yeah, room for a guest. So if you ever get time, or if Leanne ever does, come on by, I'll put you on the radio, but the internet, obviously.
All right, that sounds fantastic. And let's talk a little bit about you know, your history in show business. You told me what you were up to in radio, but you know, every time you're in radio, you end up meeting celebrities, even bigger than Leanne. I know that's hard to believe, but even larger than Leanne is what I'm talking about.
So
Tell me
true.
About some of the folks you've had an encounter with.
I've met David Bowie. I've met the Rolling Stones. Just about everybody that's been famous over the last few years, and probably the person that I enjoyed meeting the most was George Michael.
Sure, yeah.
Really, really nice guy, very down to earth, and it was enjoyable. You know, very personable man.
That is absolutely awesome. You do a great job on Mix 103. Tell me a little bit about why listeners should tune into your show.
I play the best songs on the radio.
I know, and you are so excited every time he plays these songs that I love. I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice. That's what I love about listening to you.
Absolutely. I love the format on Mix 103. I actually know the songs.
Sure.
Which is, compared with some of the newer stuff. I mean, I love the newer stuff as well. We're starting to play that on Mix, as you're obviously aware. But my favourite period is really the 80s, and so whenever I get a chance to listen to Leanne's 80s Retro Lunch Hour, I'm tuned in. Absolutely love it.
All right, that sounds good. Speaking of Leanne, I think she's taking advantage of the other thing that you love to collect. Tell our listeners real quickly about that.
Video games.
How about it? How cool is that?
Wait, I think it's cool, but
yeah.
The wife doesn't. Yeah, and it's not kind of your PS3 or anything like that. It's actual arcade machines.
Absolutely awesome. Well, Matt, we'll continue to have you on the show. I appreciate you spending some time with us, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Matt Silverwood, 8 to midnight on Mix 103. You can check him out at mix103.com.